I'm Glenn. This is Claire from Microblading Academy USA. This webinar is probably going to be about 20 to 30 minutes. It's not a long one, but we want to answer all your questions about becoming an organizer for our live microblading events that we have all over the country. So we have a home base here located in Boca Raton, and we teach courses here every single month, but we also teach courses all over the country. Like last month, we had courses in Texas and San Diego. We had courses in, I think, New York, Chicago. We had courses in a lot of different places. So we're all over the country, and we're trying to expand our network of organizers. And that means that we need you. And Claire, would you share with everybody a little bit about what it is that we're looking for? To be an
organizer?
Yeah, what it is to be an organizer, what we're looking for, and what the experience of being an organizer is.
So our courses are 2 days live, and then we have 6 months online support. So when we're traveling to different cities, we need a location to do the courses for that those of the 2 days. And what the organizer do is, well, get a location, but really we want people that already have locations. We could show you pictures, or you could show us pictures and see if it would work out. Preferably big enough to hold up to 14 students, 12 to 14 students, in a classroom style, or also, so you should be able to fit 6 to 7 treatment beds like this with yes, again, this is like the classroom style. And this is actually one of our trainers, Yana's academy in Chicago. And Master Cynthia is there teaching. So you see how she made it, and she could actually expand and put more beds or more desks to accommodate
Claire,
more students.
If you don't mind, would you describe what transpires in an event and how it's broken into 2 days, just in case someone's not necessarily familiar?
So maybe you are not even a PhiBrows student, or you're not familiar with our courses, but the first day is theory. So we have like a classroom style, and then we take a break just like this, that how you see on the screen right now. And then the second day we switch it, and then, okay, so hold on.
Let's see, we'll find a picture what it looks like for the second day.
Okay, so this is the second day, and the second day we're doing live models, and then we have basically the lights, the beds, the stools, and then we have a station that we, like a tray kind of station that we fit. So you need to be able to fit minimum 6 of these in your location. And it cannot be like, a lot of people I know contacted me and they have locations, but it's broken down to like smaller rooms, like a treatment rooms. So that's not going to be good, because we need a location that's pretty much open space. Or, you could do it like in your, main area, as long as you could move things around, but it has to be big enough to accommodate.
I just want to interrupt you just for 1 second. If there's anyone who's watching who you can't hear us for whatever reason, here's what I want you to do. Let me just send them a quick message here.
No sound.
Okay. No, I know what they need to do. Hold on 1 second. If you can't hear us, please press reconnect on your video now. That will fix it.
Okay, so we have Fernando Martinez there. He's saying North Carolina, which would be good. Yes.
Okay, so she's good.
Fernando, I think it's a guy.
Mm.
Not.
Oh no, I was just mentioning that Kathleen can hear us now.
Oh, okay.
But would you also just give them a little idea of like particular cities where
we're specifically looking? We're open to any cities, but we would love to have St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Oklahoma, Little Rock, Arkansas, Albuquerque or Santa Fe, New Mexico, Memphis, Tennessee, Las Vegas. What else? I guess
And that we're not limited to those locations,
everywhere.
but those are particular locations
Houston, Texas,
that we have in mind.
Where else? Just pretty much, any really state that could be like with a bigger population, basically.
Mhm.
I mean, if you live in a very, very small area that has a very small population, then that's not going to be good for us. But
talk a little bit about the role of the organizer, just not even necessarily at a very specific level, but just a general idea of the requirements.
Okay, so what we expect from organizers are very, very simple. You don't need to get us students. You don't need to answer any students. You don't need to advertise. Basically, what we need is just your location. And then you need to just provide us lunch, not pizza. Like, I'm not expecting lobster or anything, but like a salad, like because people like salad.
Well, what do we
chicken
provide at
or
our
something like that.
location? What do we provide?
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Well, we have
My
Claire's mama's
cooks
cooking,
here.
so that's maybe not a good example. But
I know.
what did typical organizers like? What does Susan in Seattle do? What does Anna in Texas do?
The first day, what I like is I prefer a hot meal the first day. And then the second day, I prefer cold, like sandwiches and stuff like that, or like dip, like my mom does, like hummus and chicken salad, egg salad, tuna salad, with regular, like a green salad. She does like some chips or whatever, like, cold stuff, because when we're working on models, we're not all sitting and eating at the same time. So we don't want the food to get cold. So it's simple. And we definitely want fruit both days and snacks, maybe some cookies, some chips, some, anything like, we're not like particular what it would be. You could go to Costco and just pick up some snacks or Sam's Club or whatever.
How much does food normally cost approximately? Let's say it's a group of about 10 students.
I think it's very reasonable to say maybe $20 per student per day.
Right.
About that.
Including food and snacks and water and coffee and all the miscellaneous things. It's about $20.
Yeah, because actually most of the people have their coffee machine, like Keurig. So you just have to buy the pots and then you just buy a creamer. That's,
Right. So we'll go over the numbers here in just a second. We're going to show you how this could be very profitable, especially if you have a location. It could be exceptionally profitable for you. It's not a real big deal to do it. We pay good money for this, but we need, the ideal scenario is if it's someone who has a location, because our class sizes range anywhere from, let's say, 6 really on the low side, to 14 plus students in an event. Like you could see here, Claire's events have, a lot of times she'll have well over 10 students. Right. And so,
but sometimes I have even 16 students,
6 or even 20. We've had 20 students, but
in New York.
Let's show them, the general idea is we're going to bring the students. We're going to bring we're going to do the registration. We're going to do everything. You don't need to do anything. What you need to do is simply set up the location for us and receive the event. And get models. That's very important. And get models. Yes. That's really the biggest job, to get the models. You need to be able to have connection or from internet, Craigslist, whatever you do. You just get the models and you have to screen the models because I don't like when they have previous permanent makeup. Yeah, exactly. But to mention about the models, for someone who's never had an experience with this, getting models for microblading is not very difficult at all.
Yeah, because everybody wants
microblading. And if you simply let them know that this is a procedure that our master trainer charges $750 for, that you're going to get either for free, or if you want to charge them a small amount so they have a little skin in the game, to help them show up.
But one thing is, we tell our models is that students are really only they're going over the strokes that a master trainer or a royal artist made. So that's why the chances are that it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, almost all the models have a great experience. Every once in a while, you'll have a model who,
Right.
usually it's an attitude issue, but whatever. But most models come out and they're just super happy, right? But you can see the configuration of the desk, and this is the academic portion. So here's what the beds look like when you set them up. You got to set up a little station, and you see the plastic on the floor.
Yes, because
part of the requirements.
Yeah, but most of the people who have a location, Glenn, is not going to have.
They're not going to have carpeting, no. Right. So Claire, why don't we switch real quick and go into? Let's look at some of the numbers, and let me actually see. We got a couple of questions. So, what about Dallas?
Dallas. You know what? Honestly, I don't know what we have, what we don't have. If they're interested and they have a place, I would love to see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's your.
No location is a no, unless you're in South Florida.
Okay. So check this out.
We don't need that.
Right. We don't need South Florida, but
we don't need like San Diego. We have trainers there.
If you guys are interested, if anyone watching this is interested in getting involved with us, we're going to go over the numbers in just a second, but here's what you can do. Go to our website, which is microbladingacademyusa.com. All right. And then you can click on where it says more over here on the right in the navigation. And then it says become a live course organizer. When you click on this page, this is where you're going to go. You can put in your information here. It'll be emailed to our team, and someone from our team is a very brief little survey. It's going to ask you, and you'll submit the form, but someone from our team will contact you, and they'll get into it with you. All right. So that's what you're going to do if you would like to take this to the next step. And actually, let me just copy this and paste this into the chat for all of you. 1 second. Here we go, everybody. There you go. There's the link. So just quickly, what city are you in? North Carolina. So you guys are referencing all these cities. Tell you what, honestly speaking, neither Glenn nor Claire actually handle this.
But I see one, Ashley Amos. Yes, I want Vegas. I definitely want Vegas.
Oh, and Shania, if you're interested in St. Louis, we're definitely interested to talk to you.
100%.
Wilfredo's asking how many beds?
How many beds need
to have in the location?
Okay, well, it would be best if you could fit 7 like portable beds, or I have like a organizer, for example, in Orange County. I think she has like all these Lush artists, and it's an open location, and she has all these beds, so she already has it. So you could, if you have a place like that, that's perfect.
Can we show them some of the numbers? You mind? Just if I switch? Yeah, sure. Okay. Guys, let me show you some numbers here so you understand how this would work, okay? All right, so here's how it would work. And I kind of set this up so that you could see a few different scenarios. And this would be just as little as 7 students, and we'll show you what it looks like with 14 students, right? But with 7 students, we pay $150 per student per day, and the microblading course is 2 days. So for 7 students, that would be $2,100 in revenue. And keep in mind, this analysis that we're doing here, this assumes that you have a location, all right? And it also assumes that you're already booted up, if you will, with the various things that you need. And what are the things that you would need? Let me just show you this right here. You have a couple of things for setup costs. You got to get the beds, and the beds are not expensive. And keep in mind, anything that you are going to invest in to set this up, it's a one-time investment. Right. You'll do it one time.
Or Glenn, most of the people have these. They have stations that they're working on.
That's true. So you may not have to buy, all of these things, or maybe only you need to buy some of these things. We can figure it out with you. We'll figure it out. And anything that we can provide in a discounted way in order to help you get set up and booted up, we're happy to do it. So you need beds, obviously. You need stools that the students are going to sit on while they're working on the models. You need lights, and so you need rolling stations, like a station that would be to the side of the bed. And obviously you have to have like some sort of a table or like a
or
desk
like
that everybody can sit at.
mirrors, like stuff like that, like alcohol sprayers. I mean, stuff that are like usually people have, but you're gonna have
You have to make sure that you
times
have
7 stations.
correct. You have to
Right.
set up 7 stations.
We have a list. If you're interested, we have a list of everything that you need to provide. Like gloves and face mask and hair nets and like dental bibs,
Yeah.
cotton rounds and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we have a whole list. It's a checklist, and
Yeah.
we make sure we hold your hand through it. We make sure we have a whole team that's we have several people that are assigned to coordinating with our local organizers, and certainly the first time you do it, they're going to hold your hand and make sure that you have all the help and support that you
Right.
need. But after you do it one time, this is
It's
not rocket
easy.
science.
No, it's
You're going to figure this out pretty quick. All right. But just check this out. For 7 students, right, you have $2,100 in revenue. Figure, like Claire mentioned, about $20 per student per day for food and snacks. So for 7 students, you have about $280 for food and snacks for the weekend. And that's assuming it's a weekend event. Usually it is. You've got some miscellaneous supplies, let's say.
Right.
What are the miscellaneous supplies that they might have to purchase per event? Like what?
There's nothing. Most of the people have gloves if they're in this industry anyway. We
Right.
need gloves. We need, I told you, like alcohol and green soap or whatever. Like, they're not expensive stuff.
Real minor stuff.
Very minor stuff.
All right. So this is probably...
We actually have a supplier now that one of my students told me that is really very, very good price. Like she gets the gloves, 1 box of gloves for like $4.50. I was like, wow, that's great. Because I think we were buying for like $7. And I thought that was a good price.
Right.
So now, I could definitely share that contact with anyone.
All right. So figure $2,100 in revenue. And here's your expenses, $380 in expenses. So on just a small 7-student class.
I don't even think that $100 is like being very generous.
We're probably overestimating it.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you're talking about over $1,700 in profit for a weekend. And again, all you need to do is set up the class in your location. You get a couple of models for 7 students. It's not a whole bunch of models. It's not much work.
And not to mention, if they are microblading student, or if they're microblading in general, or artists, they will learn so much just being there.
Yeah, that's another good point.
That's really amazing.
So let's assume that you have a 10-student class, okay, which we do 10-student classes all the time. So you'd be talking about $3,000 in revenue, about $400 in food and snacks, about $100 in miscellaneous supplies. So you're talking about $2,500 in profit for a 10-student class. If it's a larger class with 14 students, you have about $3,500 in profit.
Right.
Okay. So when we have a location, like, for example, let me just switch out of this. I think it's worth mentioning to everybody that when we have a good location that works very well and we fill up the classes, like Seattle, we're filling up 14-person classes all the time. Chicago, we're filling up big classes. New York, we fill up big classes. I mean, we can just go down the list. We go back to these
locations. I fill up
several locations in California, from the southern part of California to the northern parts of California.
Right.
But the point I want to get at is that you see the numbers on this. Once it works, we'll continue to come back to that location multiple times per year. So in a lot of these locations where we'll do 14 student classes, in fact, like in some of the locations, we'll go back like every 2 months, right?
Well, in New York,
we'll go fairly often.
Like every 2 months.
We'll go fairly often.
Right.
And so once you get the hang of it, it's like riding a bike. It's like, pretty easy. So give a couple of examples of some organizers that we have who do this for us regularly. Like Susan in Seattle.
Right. Anna Mayorga. She organizes.
She's in. She's okay.
We have Charlene.
Charlene does a bunch of events for us. Yana's done a bunch of events for us.
Our trainers have done.
So, And these they do these events over and over again, because once you kind of get the hang of it, it's not that complicated to replicate it again and again. And we do everything to fill up the class. We just need you again to set up the class and bring the model. So anyway, that's pretty much it. It's really not that complicated. Let's see if there's anything else.
Where's South Lake, Texas? I wonder. If you're interested and you are sending us your location, if you don't mind, it's just going to save us some time. If you say, for example, South whatever, something I read over here, Texas, where is that close to? Is it close to Houston, Dallas? Like what major city is it close to? If you could write that would be very helpful.
Yes. Because
the last time we had the emails, your father and I were like, oh, where is this? And we were going, it took a long time.
I actually think that I think that's asked as a question here. Let me just make sure. When they go to the page to become a live organizer to request this, they're going to put their address, their city.
Yes, but they're putting their city, which could be a smaller city, like Boca Raton.
Right.
But some people don't even know where is Boca Raton. But when I say Fort Lauderdale or Miami, do you know what I mean? Like those are the major, bigger cities that you know.
All right. So look, guys, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to this page, which I sent you the link. Just fill in this form, and probably Victor, maybe Tanika, somebody on our team is going to contact you.
Oh, I see.
And they'll answer any questions that you have. They know exactly what they're looking for. If you have any questions, they do this day in and day out. We coordinate like more than 10 events every single month. So they will answer any questions that you have. But if you have specific questions right now, we're happy to answer them. Let's see what we got. So Alexia, you want to request a list? Again, just
Philadelphia would be good.
Fill in that form. South Lake is near Dallas. It's near Dallas. Can you trade profit for training by Claire?
Yes, you can. So we could just put your organization fee towards a training, which we've done that with Angie in Chicago. Remember?
That's right. Yes, that's right.
We did it with Charlene. She took fee removal.
That's right. Okay, so the answer is yes.
Yes, you could do that. It's the same. I give you money, you give me money. So we'll just.
How many times would you go to a city? So, a super hot city, we might go literally like 5 times a year.
Right, but it really depends. It's not just me,
Oh, well, that's true.
We have other trainers. So, because I cannot go to every city,
Yeah.
But we have other trainers, so they will be able to go.
Do we get the
beds?
It's
near Dallas. Good. So
how long is the wait to receive a contact from your team? I filled in the form last week. You know what? We had a couple of events that just happened this week, so they might be delayed a little bit.
No, but it's not only that. We've been collecting, and then usually I myself or your father was assigned to this job to look, and we haven't done it. We did it, but not last week. I think the last time I did it was when I was recuperating.
Well, Alexia, we'll make sure that somebody gets in touch with you either tomorrow or let's say by Monday, the latest.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll follow up on that. Okay. You can always, by the way, call our academy. And just if you don't want to wait, you want to get somebody on the phone, call us at 561-922-8001 or email us at info@microbladingacademyusa.com. Do we need to stay the entire time or just set everything up?
Well, the first day, the theory day, not so much. You don't have to. You could go in and out. We don't expect you to be there 24/7, but you need to be accessible. Like I need to be, if I need something or the TV is not working or whatever, something, like I don't want to be in a position, somebody should stay there. So the second day really to check in the models, to check.
We definitely need somebody for the second day.
The second day, 100%.
Second day, 100%. You got to be there.
But even the first day, if they go to pick up the lunch or if they have to pick up something,
they can sort of float in and float out, but they got to be available.
In and out, but yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm. can we stay and follow along if we want to?
Yes.
That's what Claire was mentioning. That's a big value.
Right. If you are not our student, unfortunately, there's a little bit of a problem, but you could become a student just with online. You know, you don't have to be. That's what it was with Charlene, actually.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
She's just an online course.
Yeah, and we figured it out with Charlene, and we would figure it out with you. If you're not a student of ours, we'll figure it out. If you're really interested in doing this, we'll figure something out. So don't worry about that.
Left a voicemail too on your...
Alexia, you really want to be one of our organizers. Okay, I could see that. We'll make sure that we get in touch with you. Don't worry. All right. Is there an opportunity to become a trainer by doing this, Claire?
No.
Lower Westchester. Could this help you progress as a PhiBrows artist, like being an assistant?
Sure. If you are good, you will definitely learn a lot. And that's what happened to Anna.
Yes.
When she started organizing for us in Texas, you know, she wasn't really... I don't want to be rude to say not good enough, but I guess efficient.
She wasn't there yet.
She wasn't there yet, and now she helps us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So supporting our events and being an organizer really helped her.
Yeah.
It helped her to develop her.
Look, if she's watching,
Claire, look, if you're around it and you're like immersed in it, you're gonna absorb it. It's gonna motivate you. You're touching it. Like
and
the
actually,
energy.
You know what? The last time she was saying to me, it's amazing. She goes, every time I learned something else, because the human brain could only absorb to certain amount of information.
Right, it's true.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In one day, it's a very intense course.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's 3 days, 4 days, it's too intense. It's a lot to learn. So she was telling me this.
And you know what else? Sometimes, you know, when you're dedicated to something and you're being involved in a community that's as committed as you are to the same thing helps bring your focus to it. And it helps keep you engaged in all the work and practice that you need to get to where you need to go. So sometimes it's literally just a matter of like being around the energy. We have so much fun in these events. That's why I actually put a couple of these pictures. Check this out for a second. Just so you can see.
Alexia is in a very good location, actually.
Where is that?
Hold on, I lost it. Lower Westchester, New York.
To Connecticut to New Jersey.
Yeah,
okay.
Very good.
But what I wanted to show you is like, look, we work hard at these events, but check this out, just to give you an idea. Here's what I want to show you. We do work hard, but we also have a good time, and we laugh a lot. We have a lot of fun together. And so, look, this is like after, you know, doing an event, the group gets together and we go out and you know, everybody's with his lunch together and we laugh a lot. Everybody's having a good time and super motivated when they're done.
You know what somebody said to me was funny?
What?
She goes, she didn't know I was a comedian.
This was a big class.
Yeah. I had like 18 people, I think. There.
Yeah. So look at a couple quick pictures here.
What is this?
I have no idea. I was picking pictures to put in there.
That?
And
oh man, my jacket. You know, I lost this jacket in Dallas.
Oh no.
With my gold pin. Gold.
Seriously?
Real gold. I swear to God.
Real gold?
Real gold. It was like $600 just for the pin, or $800, whatever I paid.
Oh, you're demonstrating Leslie's website. Very good, Claire. You're demonstrating her booking page.
That's funny.
But yeah, so look, you know, it's about having a good time. It's about learning, working hard, and enjoying the process. And so,
that was beautiful.
But you can see,
that's
like,
New York.
Yeah, we can make these events really pretty, and the setup is really nice. And let's see if we can find a few others. So anyway, that's kind of the gist of it. So I hope this was helpful for all of you. Again,
let's just see if any questions.
Okay.
Falls Church, sure. I would love that. Orlando, maybe. Maybe we could send our trainers there.
We'd have to think about that one.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a good idea, actually.
All right.
What is this? Puerto Rico? Okay. Philadelphia. Yes, I like Philadelphia. Dallas.
Before we finish up, if you have any other questions, please send them through right now. Let's see if there's any other questions here.
Do we get the beds and equipment as well? Yes. Well, it's just basically a bed, a stool, a light, and a side table. That's what it is. Orlando. You know what?
Virginia, Dallas, St. Louis.
Virginia, yes.
Shania, we're definitely interested in going to St. Louis.
Yeah. Las Vegas.
Wilfredo, I don't know where exactly you're located. I know you're working with Jose on building your website right now. I've seen you communicating, but I don't know I don't remember where you're located.
Ashley, please. I want Ashley.
I'd like to know if Ashley Amos, if you have an actual
do
location.
You have a location in
Las Vegas? Because Las Vegas is a little bit complicated with the state requirements.
Right.
So if you have a location that's already approved and licensed for tattooing, that would be very helpful. South Lake, Texas, Pennsylvania. Okay. All right, so I think we pretty much answered all the questions. All right, great. All right. Hey, Tanya. Tanya just actually bought a website too. I'm located in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Okay. Philly International Airport is 40 minutes away. Okay. All right, cool. All right, everybody. So thanks so much for attending. Again, if you're interested in doing this, just please go to our website, click on where it says more. Our website is microbladingacademyusa.com. Click on where it says more, select become a live course organizer. It'll take you to this page where you can complete this form, and someone from our team will call you. And I'm going to put the link in here one more time so you have it. There's the link. Just go there now, put your information in, and we will catch you on the next webinar. All right.
Bye, guys.
Adios, everybody. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.